Imagine stepping back in time, not to see great pyramids, not to see ancient kings, but to see something dark, the darkest part of human nature. Look at any animal in nature. A lion kills for food. A snake bites to survive. They kill quickly and efficiently. But humans are completely different. We didn't just invent murder. We turned it into a science. We turned it into dark art. We engineered pure human suffering, and we called it justice. Go back to ancient Greece, a time of brilliant philosophers, a time of beautiful marble statues. But underneath that civilized society existed a terrifying metal machine, invented by a man named Parallaeus. It was called the Brazen Bull. A giant hollow bronze statue, shaped exactly like a real bull. The king opens a side door. A screaming prisoner is pushed inside. The heavy metal door is locked. The prisoner is trapped in total darkness. Then, a fire is lit underneath. The bronze begins to heat up, slowly turning red and glowing. The metal floor burns their skin. The prisoner screams in absolute agony. But here is the truly evil part. Parallaeus designed acoustic pipes inside, complex pipes inside the bull's nose. So when the prisoner screamed inside, the pipes changed the sound completely. Outside, the crowd heard no screaming. They only heard a bull roaring, a musical, bellowing animal sound. The king was incredibly impressed. But guess who the first victim was? The king threw Parallaeus inside. The inventor died in his own machine. This was not just execution. This was public theater. But humanity was just getting started. Fast forward to the Middle Ages. Welcome to medieval Europe, a time of castles and kings, and a terrible device called the wheel, also known as the breaking wheel. You are stripped completely naked. You are tied flat to a wagon wheel, your arms and legs stretched wide. The executioner walks up slowly. He holds a heavy iron bar. He doesn't aim for your head. He aims for your bones. Smash. He breaks your shins. Smash. He shatters your forearms. Every major bone in your body broken systematically, one by one. But you are still completely alive. Then they take that broken wheel and lift it high onto a pole, leaving you hanging in the hot sun. You don't die from the broken bones. You die of thirst days later. While crows slowly pick at your flesh, it was designed to be slow, designed to be a public warning. Meanwhile, on the other side of Earth, ancient China perfected something worse. They called it Lingchi, death by 1,000 cuts. They tied you to a wooden post. In the middle of a crowded market, the executioner brought a sharp knife. The goal was incredibly dark. Keep the victim alive as long as possible, slicing tiny pieces of skin away, cutting away the chest, the arms, sometimes taking 3 full days. 3 days of unimaginable pain. Before finally stopping the heart, humans were pushing the limits of agony. But then, the world changed. The 18th century arrived, the age of enlightenment. People started feeling civilized. They said torture was barbaric. They wanted executions to be humane, painless, fast, and completely clean. Enter the French Revolution. A doctor named Joseph Guillotine proposed a brand new machine, a heavy angled steel blade, falling perfectly between wooden tracks. The guillotine was born. It severed a head in a fraction of a second. No missing, no blunt axes. Just one instant, painless cut. They thought they cured the cruelty, but they made a terrible mistake. Because it was so fast, because it was so incredibly easy, they started using it constantly. Killing became a simple factory assembly line. In just one single year, over 16,000 heads rolled, thousands of people cheering in the streets. The machine didn't stop the evil. It just made it highly efficient. Then came the modern era, the 20th century in America. Electricity was changing the world, lighting up homes and cities. But someone had a darker idea. Why not use electricity to kill? Thomas Edison helped push this idea. The electric chair was invented. They claimed it was the future, a zap of power to stop the brain. But the first attempt was a nightmare. They strapped a man into the chair. They flipped the heavy power switch. 1700 volts surged through him, but he didn't die instantly. The voltage was too low. He began to literally burn alive. Smoke poured from his strapped head. The smell of burning flesh filled the room. It was a horrific, botched disaster. Yet they kept using it for decades. Today, we hide our executions. We put them inside sterile white rooms, behind thick glass windows. We use lethal injection. 3 chemicals pumped into the veins. 1 to put the brain to sleep. 1 to completely paralyze the muscles. 1 to stop the beating heart. It looks like falling asleep peacefully. It looks perfectly clean and medical. But modern autopsies show a terrifying secret. The first chemical often fails. The brain stays completely awake. But the second chemical paralyzes the body, so the person cannot move or speak, while the final chemicals burn their veins. A burning sensation like pure liquid fire, suffocating slowly while completely trapped, unable to scream or even blink, trapped inside their own paralyzed body. Look back at the last 3,000 years. From the burning brazen bull, to the shattering breaking wheel, to the silent, lethal injection. injection. We tell ourselves we are civilized. We tell ourselves we are better now, that we evolved past ancient cruelty. But did we really change? Or did we just change the engineering? We took the blood off the streets. We hid the pain behind glass windows. We made it look like medicine. But the dark intent remains exactly the same. The human mind is the greatest weapon, and we are still the most terrifying animal. We didn't erase the evil. We just made it perfectly invisible. Think about that next time you feel safe, because the monster isn't gone. It just put on a white lab coat.